happy to see you.
Thank you.
And more happy to see you all happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. As you already know, my best wish that may this happiness continue forever.
Yes.
Good. How did the previous interview go?
It was good, sir.
You are answering like you don't want me to discuss the previous interview.
I was just thinking like it was good, so it should not shadow your thinking of today's performance.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yes.
The whole world order.
Yes, sir.
Now the verb I am using is has changed. Couple of days ago, I was wondering whether it is changing, but today I am saying the world order has changed. Do you agree?
So I would say that yes, to a certain extent, the world order has been evolving, and given that it has changed with the recent tariffs, so that has been an impact in
You remember Hobbes
Yes, sir.
talking about human condition. How does he describe?
So he says that human beings are, the state of nature is a state of war, of all against all. And human life is nasty, poor, brutish and short, sir.
That's what current global politics has become.
Yes.
Battle of each man against each man.
Yes.
Today we are not sure who is battling whom. So how should India navigate in such a situation?
So for India to navigate in an uncertain world, there are certain priorities that India should have and has been following as well. So first would be the national interest that should be kept in mind. Second should be how India is able to take the global peace and the countries of the international scenario along with its own national interests. Sir.
Good, Unnati.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, Unnati.
Hello, sir.
So, everybody is talking about tariffs.
Yes.
I would also talk about tariffs.
Yes.
So, what impact would it have on India? On which sectors?
So there would be multiple impacts which can be both positive and negative. Talking about particular sectors, sir, so for the positives we can say that the apparel sector and also pharmaceutical sector which has been exempted. So we can have a scope of exporting more. Also there are certain countries in our region like Vietnam, Cambodia and China who have greater tariffs than being imposed upon India. So India can also play a better role over there. So for example in the exports of solar modules, etc. sir. So the negatives would be the gold and jewelry sector which would be impacted. Also the automobiles and steel sector, they are also negatively impacted.
Okay, but who are our competitors in pharma sector?
Sir, I am not able to think of our competitors right now, but India has been, like in terms of volume, India has been the third largest. So we can even increase it further in terms of...
So we are third largest. Who are the first and second largest?
Sir, I'll have to read upon it.
Okay, alright. Every day when I open a newspaper, I find a senior citizen or both husband and wife duped of lakhs of rupees or crore rupees through digital arrest. In fact, a case happened in Ghaziabad also a few days ago. How can we prevent? Now, modus operandi is known to everyone.
Yes.
How can we prevent occurrence of such scams?
So to prevent the occurrence of scams like digital arrest, I would say that there have been various steps, and first would be awareness among the people. So the more vulnerable sections, whether it be the elderly or even children or people who are from tier, let's say 3 or 4 cities who are more vulnerable, they should be tackled. Second, there have been campaigns like even TV ads and celebrities are saying that how people need to be aware of what is digital arrest and they need not come under these scams.
Okay, there are countermeasures also. You might be knowing or not knowing that a gentleman in UP has been actually felicitated by police for scamming the scamsters. Okay. Instead of giving away money, he took away money from them. Okay. So that is one of the strategy. Prime Minister is in BIMSTEC.
Yes.
What are the takeaways we expect from participating in BIMSTEC?
Yes, sir. Sir, as even sir had mentioned that the global order or the world order is changing, so we need to diversify our partners, and BIMSTEC comes as an opportunity to take over it. So whether it be free and open Indo-Pacific, the economic aspect and the security domain, the space domain, we can have collaborations in all of these sectors, sir.
A sea change has taken place in the minds of judiciary. Till other day, many persons approached courts for bringing courts under RTI, especially some of the matters. Now today the news comes that judges of High Court and Supreme Court voluntarily disclose their assets. Yes. What do you make out of it?
So I would say that judges voluntarily disclosing their assets, it is a move towards transparency and gaining confidence among the public, sir.
So, I mean, are judges accountable to public, and they think so?
So I would say that as a democracy and as like the people are of whom the judiciary serves, so seva parmo dharma, so if judges are accountable to the public, if they have a clean image, that would be accountability to the whole nation as such, sir.
Okay. You did a project on best out of waste.
Yes.
There is still lot of waste. In fact, just in bordering Ghaziabad, the Ghazipur,
yes,
to be precise. What should be done to get the best out of that waste?
So I would say that there have been steps like to get best out of the waste like Ghazipur. First, I would say that we need to reduce, reuse and recycle the waste. Second would be the bioremediation techniques that can be used. So if waste is segregated, so like we can have so I would say biopesticides and also like certain fertilizers which can be used to get best out of that waste, sir. Also we can have if the lands are cleared, sir, we can have football grounds, so that would be best out of waste, sir.
Has it been done anywhere in our country?
So I am aware of the Assam model where the DM had carried out such activities and it has led to bettering of the place.
Okay, all the best, Unnati.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Tell me 4 major risks of cryptocurrencies for India. Just list them on India.
Okay, sir. So talking about the 4 major risks, first would be the decentralized model. Second would be the deregulated model, so that's not under RBI. Third would be the instability that it might cause in the markets because the price go high and low. And so fourth, I'm not able to think of right now.
What are the key administrative divisions in Uttar Pradesh?
So there are 75 districts and I'm not able to like get more of the administrative divisions. Yes.
Other than Mahakumbh,
yes, sir.
What are the recent developments in Uttar Pradesh which as a civil servant you should be aware of?
So I would say that the recent developments include the promotion of Nivesh Mitra and investments in the sector, in the economy of UP. So there is the Global Investor Summit of UP that takes place.
Any other thing?
Second would be, sir, the infrastructure development projects that take place. So the highways and connectivity projects. Third would be the digital economy that is being promoted.
Name 3 projects. Major
Infrastructure projects. The highways would include the Ganga Expressway, Vindhyanchal Expressway. Also, I talk about religious tourism and related projects which include...
Last question.
Yes.
One nation, one election. Your views, pros and cons.
Yes. So, one nation, one election has been in news after the Ramnath Kovind panel has given out its report. So, the pros would include bringing all the elections in sync, whether it be at the national or the state level. Second, I would say that it would reduce our expenditure. Third, it would be that developmental policies can be implemented in a better way and model code of conduct not being in place. So, cons would be it is perceived that people would vote more for the like central government and
Thank you, Auntie. Unnati karti raho.
Thank you so much,
All
sir.
yours.
Yes, good afternoon.
मैं जस्ट ऐड करूंगा कि अपनी नहीं देश की.
Desh.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, economist. As an economist, tell me how is the proper poverty line defined?
So the definition of poverty line has been evolving. So the first we use like the Alag committee and the Lakadwala committee. They had used the food as the parameter, the calorie intake. And then we have Rangarajan committee and the Tendulkar committee, which have used the mixed references period and also the expenditure.
Okay, so how is it defined now? What is the amount of income which is, this is the threshold?
So as per the World Bank standards, it's around $2.1. I need to cross check it, sir.
Cross check.
Yes.
How would you go around improving the tax compliance in the country? Because only about 6% or so people file income tax returns, and even on that there is an overwhelming number of zero tax returns.
Yes, sir. So to improve the tax compliance, I would say that first would be like we have the Jan Vishwas bill, so easier filings of the taxation, and also I would say that second would be how the process, like I have said the process that should be easier. Second would be, sir, we need to widen the tax base and increase the population which pays the taxes, sir.
Yes, how do we widen the tax, the number of people? That is the question.
Okay, sir. So we can include certain sectors. For example, the people who should pay tax but are not evading. Like I would say, the people who are evading the taxes. So the black economy and the parallel economy needs to be tackled. Second would be certain sectors like agriculture might be, we can introduce certain taxes.
Agriculture taxes you think will be politically acceptable?
So we need to form a consensus, and that should be a stakeholder participation approach that needs to be followed.
Would you rather look at it this way? What is the benefit of paying tax? Individuals, it's not because it's complicated. Because what do I get up for paying tax for? Why should I file it? Is that a topic to be addressed?
Yes, sir, definitely. We need to change the perception also. Like the service delivery needs to be improved so that people also file taxes, that yes, they can see the development on ground through the tax money, sir.
What is understood by tax terrorism?
Sir, I'll have to read upon it.
Okay. Are we again moving back to an era of protectionist economy?
So to a certain extent, yes, we can say.
Will that be good in the long term? Because globalization brought certain advantages.
Yes.
And now if it is protectionist again, what happens?
So protectionism, like we cannot harness the comparative advantage, the principle given by David Ricardo. So that can be certain issues. However, if I talk about some positives, we can see that certain small and medium sector enterprises can be promoted through these protectionist measures in the shorter term.
So protection results in people not having any incentive to become more efficient, no incentive to modernize, no incentive for further investment.
So to a certain extent, we can say that efficiency gets hampered due to protectionism.
What would you give the most negative example of protectionism in India if you were asked to do so?
So before the 1991 period, we had like protectionist policies, so the license, quota and permit Raj, where we had suffered on our efficiency aspect, and we had become a...
Anything which would symbolize all that?
So the 1991, I would say the financial crisis of that time.
No, that was a symptom. Symbol, I think, would be the ambassador card.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Changed in 60 years.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, Ruchi.
Hello, sir.
Now they are changing.
So, economics,
Yes.
myself. Do you think Europe is in recession?
So some countries are facing recessionist tendency since COVID and even earlier, but I think we are seeing changing trends now.
Changing in which way?
Both ways, sir, because the tariffs have been imposed, so some nations are like retaliatory tariff measures or also other measures can lead to some downfall, and also countries increasing their expenditures, sir, and on the defense aspects, let's say, so they are also facing increasing growth, sir.
Is Europe becoming more rightist?
So I would say that yes, to a certain extent.
Where exactly?
In nations like we see Italy, the rightist party coming up, and even France was seeing the rightist parties emerging.
Do you see art emerging as a new business platform?
So I would say that art has been a part of a business platform, and it is gaining certain heights that due to that in the past times we could not see it achieving to that level, sir.
How can we monetize traditional art for the benefit of the artisan?
So I would say that to monetize the traditional arts for the benefits of artists, first step would be we need to popularize it among the local people so that people are aware of what traditional art forms exist, whether it be in India. So for example, our finance minister in the budget this time, she had worn a sari of Madhubani paintings. So something like that. Second would be some fashion shows can be organized. Third would be some exhibitions, so that, and even reaching out to the local markets, sir. So like the hearts which are taking place at various events, so that can be done, sir.
What's the difference between the LOC and the LAC?
So LOC stands for Line of Ceasefire, and that exists between India. Line of control, that's the ceasefire line between India and Pakistan, and LAC stands for line of actual control, and that is with regards to the perceived border between India and China.
Do you see the Dalai Lama as a friend or as a nuisance?
Sir, I would say given India's ethos, we see him as a friend, sir.
But it is a major problem between us and China.
Sir, I think Dalai Lama himself is not a problem. It's just that the relations between India and China, the perception of the issue is a problem, sir.
But he is the cause, he is at the root of what would otherwise have been a good, healthy, growing relationship.
So I would say that still we have a good, healthy, growing relationship, and Tibet is an issue that India and China have been like, they are agreeing to a certain extent and have left the issue as it is, sir.
I would say that best of waste is actually a waste unless you are able to segregate urban waste. Would you agree with me?
Yes,
Is it in the Indian ethos to do that segregation?
Yes, sir, it is. At the household level, it is definitely, sir. And at the national level, we need to improve upon it so that we can just utilize the waste.
How different is a bhajan from a kirtan?
So bhajan, as far as I am able to talk about, bhajan is at the individual level, and kirtan is like a group singing that takes place.
What are abhangs?
So these are Jain scripture. I'll have to read upon it.
Okay. You interact with neighborhood children.
Yes.
If you were an urban authority and you were to do something for the development of children, what three best facilities would you like every neighborhood to have?
Yes. So first I would say the parks and open gyms. Second, I would say, so that would also help in detoxifying the social media and the related culture that's emerging. Second, I would say the practices of self-defense and related things. Third would be developing areas of where children can get financial related knowledge, financial aspect related knowledge, because that's an emerging field that children need to be aware of, sir.
Finally, tell me, you use this term traditional team sports.
Yes.
I couldn't understand.
So there are various traditional team sports that India plays. For example, Kho-Kho, Kabaddi, Tug of War. So I used to play Kho-Kho in my school days.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Was it Ubha Kho-Kho or Goal Kho-Kho?
Like it was in line.
Okay. You were mainly runner or pursuer? Defender, attacker?
I was playing all the roles, sir, because it was not at the very professional level. It was during the school days I used to play.
Okay. So far we have heard the term male chauvinism. Now is something like female chauvinism also coming up very fast?
I can agree to a certain extent, sir, given that we are seeing like the suicide case of the techie, or the recent case in which the male husband was killed and put in some drums.
When a judge retires and then becomes MP on a certain party's ticket, what does it say about judiciary?
Sir, I would say that we need not make just the conclusions on the very base of it. We should see the chilling I would say, so the cooling off period that's there, or also how the judge can increase the, I would say, representation of the people and the issues the judge is aware of. So it could be a positive direction, positive steps.
What are your favorite bhajans?
So I have many favorites and it depends on my mood. So if I talk about, I like Kabhi Kabhi Bhagwan Ko Bhi Bhakton Se Kaam Pade.
So what is your present mood?
During these days, Navratras are going on.
No, as of now, right now. 5 old men troubling me.
No. I'm really enjoying, sir.
Which is the bhajan for that occasion?
Are they okay?
I would say, मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है.
क्या बात?
Yeah.
मैं तो सोच रहा था कि भजन ये वाला ना हो, कब इन 5 बूढ़ों से मेरी जान छूटे.
And your favorite artists, bhajan singers?
I would say my mother, sir.
Great. All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Tell us your own self-analysis first.
I think it was good. And some areas I need to talk about. Articulation could have been a little bit better.
Okay. Unnati, first of all, I'm speaking for everyone, very happily say that we find you better than even previous ones.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Quite happy. We are very happy. Even last time you were already excellent, but you have still built further on this excellence. And keep it up like this until and also beyond 17th of April. But excellent. Tell me, UPSC also gave you more than 190 marks last time. How much? 190. Exactly 190.
193, sir.
3. 3 marks. More than, okay. Yeah. Excellent. So this time your target is 215 or even more maybe. Among the best of the scores are 215, 220, and you are absolutely, not only that you have all that potential, but we see you carefully working to also articulate that potential. So everything in you to go to 215, 220.
222 boon I have already granted to someone yesterday. May you cross 225.
Thank you so much.
Good. Now we'll discuss some. This is, I am noticing, not that the panel will, but this affective domain is a new entry on your DAF. What is affective domain?
So it was in the emotional intelligence aspect.
That's an important topic that can then come up for discussion. Okay, now some small things. As it is, you are excellent. We'll just further enjoy for a while on some small things. This will be, now this is the most important point as of now. This is your second interview. So it may go in a direction different than the first one. So what I think is the mind to be ready. And by different, first of all, do you think the first one was, or to what extent was it based on DAF?
They were very generic questions, I would say. So, like the optional was also not very much in depth, and DAF also बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं.
Whose panel was it? Okay. Our general experience is second time, it seems panel thinks, let us ask her something new. Whatever might be their idea of how they think about, they know nothing about the previous interview also, only then it's on the DAF that you gave one. But the thinking seems to be okay, now that she is here for the second time, let us ask her something new. That something new gets reduced to everything current. So, current for UP, which is quite a lot of course. Current for India and the world. More so for you because PSIR is your optional.
Yes.
Panel will want to see the direction there is, how you have kept yourself updated from previous interview, also from between mains to now. So such current issues between mains to now. That is one point I wanted to share with you. So in coming days, ever greater focus on everything current. Everything current as it may emerge from your DAF, including like Chandrasekhar sir did engage you for a small short time, but on economics. Quite possible. That has been your subject for graduation. So, and then questions on current economy, again in light of this tariff, now I don't know what adjective to use for, so let go, I mean, but the whole tariff thing, how it shapes by 17th of April, India's response. There was one more I wanted to share with you, it will come to my mind automatically. One is all current oriented. Second point I am thinking of is, I also don't know whether it happened last time in the actual interview, but by the time of the first, second, at the most third panel member, panel will conclude you're good. Then it means member 4, 5 or back to the chairperson, they may say, want to see, okay, let's see how good she is. It means pitch may be increased. It means some tougher questions may come your way. Again, for which not only that you should be ready, but you should smile even more than what you were already smiling during the interview. Because tougher questions mean you are being paid a compliment. So, sort of be ready for that. Now, like I said, some small things. Again, not that the same issues may come up, but some sound. One is indeed world order has changed. As of today, if we want to remain that update, no post-Second World War structure holds today, as of today. So like, there is huge question mark over even United Nations. And in terms of global overall events, UN is all but defunct. Think of WTO, again, it is already out of the window. The standard either Cold War scenario or even the post-Cold War, so post-1991 scenario, NATO is no more an organized body. America is fighting NATO, is fighting EU. I mean, each one, America is fighting NATO, NATO is fighting Russia, Russia is fighting Ukraine, America is fighting. It is Hobbesian situation. So keep update until also 17th. Now, in addition to the normal excellence also, your response to question on waste management and a very correct reference to 3 R's was absolutely bang on target. That is how, let us say, may all answers be. Then you are going to like either best of the score so far or create new record which Balla Sahib is setting you to. That was excellent. Now, while that was excellent, the very next question, crypto, there you looked like now confused. 4 dangers. And in fact, now may I say that actually among the worst of the dangers did not come out in your...
Then I was thinking...
All black money, hawala, okay, drugs and narcotics, human trafficking and terrorism. All cryptocurrency is being used. Then one change, Unnati, I am seeing, because that is not here in my notes, so I would say it wasn't there last year. But many a times after a question you are looking down, then looking up and then giving the answer. So maybe every once in a while, where some issue thrown at you is very complicated and you want just a little time to focus. I know when we looked, it means we're... All I'm going to say is watch yourself on the video and see how much you want to sort of. Good thing is once you look up and give your answer, it is excellent. But ये जो बार बार नीचे देखने, उस पर सोच लो, मैं कहूँगा, मैं I'm not passing any comment, value judgment. हाँ.
मतलब मुझे feedback मिल रहा था कि just start answering very well. So I was taking that pause.
So 2 things here. One is okay, pause is welcome. But in sort of human interaction, one can almost draw a thumb rule of what pause. हाँ? मैंने उसको नाम दिया है one breath in rule. पूरा शांति से पूरा सवाल सुन लिया, एक जो नॉर्मल सांस चलती है, अब ब्रेथ इन और अपना जवाब शुरू कर दो. वन थिंग. सेकेंडली, ठीक से पॉज लेने का मतलब ये कहाँ होता है कि नीचे देखो, आंसर नहीं आता है. सो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. सो आई विल से नथिंग टू वरी देयर, उस पर कोई चिंता की बात नहीं है. राइट. Not that again the question on regarding tax on agriculture may come. All I would say is think carefully there. This is a very important issue and it's not linear. It's not like 2 plus 2 is 4. There are many wheels within wheels regarding taxation on agriculture. Also, again, in light of otherwise excellence, how come you didn't know the term tax terrorism?
I was just confused.
It is very much in vogue. Even the finance minister herself is saying, telling her staff not to be tax terrorists.
I have read that, but I need to revise.
Then I heard you give reference to Ricardo somewhere. But I wasn't exactly, I mean...
Even I was wanting to ask. Where did you bring in Ricardo?
It's a comparative advantage.
नहीं लाना था, सही था.
अच्छा बोला. लेकिन उधर फिट हो रहा कि नहीं, immediately strike नहीं हुआ था वो.
I had mentioned the comparative advantage.
Is it only Ricardo saying comparative advantage? Adam Smith?
Yes, sir. Adam Smith was like free hand wala, invisible hand ruler. Ricardo said comparative advantage की जहाँ पे ज़्यादा efficiently कर पाएंगे.
No, same again Adam Smith.
Then Adam Smith.
हाँ, कि आप क्या export करोगे, क्या import करोगे. So focus on your comparative advantage, etc. It so happens that Ricardo means rent. So I was sort of just... Then this discussion on protectionism, I'll again say, not that the same issues may come up, but sort of if you could go deeper over there. So is the world turning protectionist? Is America turning protectionist, etc.? India isn't. And it's linked with the Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. It is India engaging the world greater and greater, even as we secure our national interests. Then, is line of control same as ceasefire line?
She corrected herself.
Ceasefire line of control is POK wala.
Yeah.
Ceasefire is
Yeah. Then by now have you realized the word you wanted to use when you thought Abhanga has something to do with Jain philosophy?
Sir, I am not able to recollect it at the moment.
Okay. That word is Agama.
Yes.
It is Agama Grantha. Its phonetic rhythm, Abhanga, may remind you of Agama.
Yes.
अभंग संतों की वाणी है, मुख्य रूप से मराठी में। भजन ही है, वो सभी भजन ही है। बाकी excellent. This, as it took place even today, I am calling it 204. 204. So from here to, yeah. Right? Anything you want to ask?
Sir, what would have been the answer on tax compliance?
Well, that's a question which nobody's been able to answer really well.
But I'm trying to understand what in tax compliance are you?
So this is sir asked, how can we improve the tax compliance?
How can we improve tax compliance? Okay.
Basically, this is just my opinion, not necessarily the correct one, is that there is very little incentive to be a prompt taxpayer.
I will have one or two things.
The form easier or not, it's not because all those who are in the tax-paying category are literate enough to manage all that. So it's not that, it's just that what is the incentive?
I'll have one or two more things to say. One is, make it simple. हो रहा है अभी, कई साल पहले जितना वो पेचीदा था उतना अब नहीं है, but make it simple. Okay. Second is, ensure that the taxpayer also feels that he is receiving service in return. मेरे टैक्स सही जगह पे जा रहे हैं, अगर ये विश्वास हो, अभी वो नहीं है। अभी वो लगता है कि टैक्स का मतलब है ये सरकार नाम का जो माफिया है उसको जुर्माना देना है। और अगर सर्विसेस इंप्रूव हो जाए और टैक्स पेयर को ये अनुभव हो कि अच्छा मेरा जो पैसा है सही जगह पे जा रहा है, etc. And reduce taxes but increase tax net.
Tax net कैसे वाइड?
या पिछले कुछ सालों में बहुत कुछ हुआ है उसके बारे में कि हर जगह पे टैक्स रेट कम कर दिए, बट टैक्स वाइडन हो गया। एक अभी
See, if you reduce taxes to a point where it is not worthwhile to evade, see, आपको टैक्स रिड्यूस कर दिया, आपका टैक्स बनेगा महीने में सिर्फ 3,000. It's not worthwhile कि उसके लिए आप evade करें and then face a court case or in front of the income tax tribunal. So that becomes, people will rather than they one of the basic, simplest things, that it should be affordable and justifiable. It may interest you to know that in 75, 76, for anybody who was earning more than 25,000, which was a massive amount at that time, the tax rate was 97%. Would anybody want to pay that?
Yeah.
Incentive to tax evade. So similarly, you have to create incentive to pay tax.
So widening tax net में how like who can be the prospective?
अभी पुरानी हो गई बातें. एक वक्त था उसको कहा जाता था 1/4 स्कीम, फिर उसकी जगह आ गया 1/6 स्कीम कि इफ यू ड्यूरिंग द असेसमेंट ईयर, अब वो शब्द भी बदल गए. अब असेसमेंट फाइनेंस सब एक बना दिया. वो सही किया है, वो भी सिंप्लीफिकेशन का स्टेप है. बट इफ यू हैव डन वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग 4 थिंग्स, देन यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू पे टैक्स. Those 4 were then made into 6. It means widening the tax net. कि ज़्यादा लोग उसमें आ गए. एक्चुअली सवाल में भी जो आर्या सर के सब मुद्दे में था, if between 3 to 5% people are barely even filing ITR, and most of them are filing nil ITR. Under the law, even nil has to be filed. So if you widen, make it simpler, then people will voluntarily begin to pay taxes. Right? Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Bless you.